Year 2 for the head honcho in Kalen DeBoer in Tuscaloosa, and he's kind enough to join us right now on the show. Coach, appreciate the time as always. How you been?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on, Zach.
Well, appreciate you coming on. So year 1, right, of Kalen DeBoer has come and gone at Tuscaloosa. Now you guys turn the page and go to year 2. What did you kind of learn from the year 1 experience at Alabama?
Well, you learn what you need to improve on, and that only happens through the experiences you've been together with. And so, fortunately, we got a lot of people back, whether it's the staff, whether it's the players. That continuity helps you evolve and continue to grow, whether it's the relationships or just understanding who your people are. Makes each and every day when you come to work or when you come to practice, whatever it might be, it makes it that much easier because your familiarity is there.
Obviously, I've appreciated you doing this segment each and every year since you've been at Fresno State, obviously Washington, in the last 2 years at Alabama. So we were talking to you this time last year, and we were trying to figure out what it was going to look like. Now you fast forward a year with getting those experiences and talking about that growth. How do you think this program under your watch has really grown from last year to this year, and just in terms of how you guys feel entering this season, as you guys did get into a little bit of an unknown last year?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's excited at this time of year, right? And, I think internally, though, we feel really good about the progress we're making. Now we just need to have everything that is in our minds happening within the mindset, just the work, the progress, whether it's physically, just the things off the field. Applying it and getting more wins, getting an opportunity to play, late into January.
Well, obviously this quarterback competition is on everyone's mind, and it picks up really full steam starting tomorrow. Ty Simpson, right? I think you said at SEC Media Days, if you had to start a game tomorrow, he would probably be your guy. What do you think he can be as a starting quarterback for a full season at Alabama?
Yeah, I really like Ty. He does a lot of really good things, from throwing the ball consistently, accurately, catchable. That may seem like pretty simple, but there's just way these guys throw balls, and it's not easy to catch sometimes. And I just think Ty does a good job doing that. And he's all in. He's been here a long time, got great relationships with his teammates. And so, for him, he's done all the things he needed to do, at this point. And now just go out there, play ball, continue to use fall camp to improve, get those reps both for him and, just gelling with his teammates.
But when is the time to announce who the starting quarterback is going to be? We're 32 days away. I know fall camp, like you just said, starts tomorrow, but do you think this will come in, with 32 days remaining earlier, in that process, or more really maybe even the week of the game?
I don't think it would be the week of the game. Hopefully we're earlier than that. I guess that's just going off of past experiences. I've had a number of these over the years. And so, when and you decide. But I think, a couple of weeks, week and a half for sure, of just a quarterback working with the full unit, I think is always critical to the success of himself, our unit, and then, of course, just the leadership that comes along with leading a team too as the quarterback.
So the other quarterbacks that are in this competition, Austin Mack has been someone that has been with you since Washington and now with you at Alabama the last 2 years. What do you think he could really bring to the table if you guys needed him to play, and start some games this year?
Well, he's been in college football now going on another year here, year 3, and he's got the tools. He's big, strong, throws the ball, again, accurate passer, understands our offense. Just the more he sees, the more he's going to continue to use those experiences to help himself out. And so the reps he got this spring, I think, were huge. Really, those were the most valuable reps he's had while being in college. And, I think the thing you see from him is just a relentless worker. He's nonstop. The team respects him extremely. And, he's just continued to focus on him and stay the course, which I really appreciate.
When I evaluate the roster, I think Ty Simpson, right, is going to be your guy from start to finish. But I'm really excited whenever that day comes that Keelan Russell is the guy. What have been the early impressions of him so far being around him?
Yeah, just really outstanding as a person. We knew that coming in, but then as a football player, just his ability level and the way he's grasping things. Our offense, I'd like to think it's simple, but I know there's a lot of complexities to it as well because we like to be diverse and do a lot of different things. And he's had a spring now, and then going into the summer, and so I'm excited about what he's done already, but how that's going to, play out here going into August. And just, his ability to throw the ball, just short, deep, quick release, different arm slots. He's really savvy, instinctual. And so done a nice job up to this point, but I think his growth is only going to escalate on a very quick trajectory onward and upward.
You've been around this game long enough now, Coach Kalen DeBoer. So obviously this game is built off of trust. And sometimes if a quarterback isn't playing, or this goes for any position, maybe they look to go somewhere else. It's a heightened awareness now, and there's more of a focus now with the transfer portal and NIL. When you have such a young quarterback that has such high expectations, but who knows what his role is going to be this year, with this probably being Ty's team, like how do you just work on building that trust so it's not all just about, hey, dollars and cents with the youngster?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not that. I mean, Keelan's about ball. He's about great relationships and leadership, and he's already finding his way to lead. And again, like I said, the guys have really grasped to him, respect him. He's going to be ready when that time comes, and if it's sooner than later, I'm confident he'll just again use his savviness to go out there and make plays on top of the ability and the work he's put in.
Sometimes, right, we say this, like if you have 2 or 3 quarterbacks, then you really have none, but this feels completely different. Like all 3 of these guys, if they need to start a game for you tomorrow, you would think they would have some success for your program, right?
Yeah, that's because it's just the tiering of guys who are older to younger, and I think that's what it should be, right? You continue to bring guys in that are capable of leading your team and winning football games. That's what we have. They're just at different points in their career, and that's why it is, the way you feel it. And these guys are more than capable for sure.
One of my favorite plays from last season was in that Georgia game when Ryan Williams had that incredible 75, 76-yard touchdown. It was unbelievable. He had such a special season in his first year at such a young age. We know what the expectations are. We know what the potential is there. How did you kind of look back at what he did last year, and how do you kind of challenge him to somehow even get better here in year number 2?
Well, the offseason was huge for him. He didn't have that other than a little bit of a summer, a couple months there last year. And so he saw the areas from strength, especially to, just strength, quickness. That's what you do when you go to college. You work on your game in all ways, and he's done that. He's got a mindset that everyone would appreciate, from humility to hardworking. He's a great teammate to his guys. He gets a lot of attention for sure, well-deservingly so, but he doesn't really ask for it, and he does the work. And so that can carry on to the leading when he's around the team, whether it's on the field, off the field, weight room. And then he just pours into it. He loves ball. And so he'll be ready when his time comes too.
Yeah, and when you're like a younger player and you have that immediate success, you wonder if there's ever going to be some complacency. I saw this on Twitch the other day from his Twitch channel. He said, y'all just don't know everything I was dealing with last year. Lord willing, got a lot in store, but this wasn't nothing when talking about last season. That concept of him understanding, I don't know what he was going through last year. I don't know if you could shed light on that, but him thinking that there's more to improve on in his game and that he could be a lot better has to still be really encouraging as a head coach that he's not satisfied after 1 year.
Oh yeah, that's far from where I would envision Ryan being. From what I've seen, the actions show that he's got a starving mindset, both individually and then for our football team. And so the work and the action supports what his goals are, and he's far from reaching his goals.
We talked about relationships, Kalen DeBoer. Obviously, you have a very close relationship with Ryan Grubb. Now he is back with your program, and you get to work with him again. What do you think? Obviously, trusting him and knowing him for a long time, that he's going to be able to bring to this offense this year.
Yeah, I mean Ryan's just a great offensive mind. Obviously, great friend, and we're very familiar. Going back, 2007, the first year we were together, and so it's great having him back joining our staff. And just when you have that level of a person, both as a competitor, and then just from an offensive and team, he gets how to win games, not just run an offense. That's really critical. And so I think the players, the staff have all really welcomed him in with open arms, and he's doing his thing. We're excited to have a great fall camp here heading into the season, but he's back doing his thing, and it was 1 year away, that we're glad to have back now here that he's back in Tuscaloosa.
Coach, I know these are the sexy storylines. We've been talking to you for 10 minutes. We've talked offense, quarterback, wide receivers, your offensive coordinator coming back from year 1 to year 2 with you and you being the focus. But your defense, I think they're really the story this year. This defense looks like they could be the best unit in the country. You got to be fired up for this defense.
Yeah, I am. They really, I think in the second half of the season, continue to make the strides, found ways to just continue to be successful. Got a niche as far as taking the football away, being stingy, and that's carried over to this year with a lot of returners, and our staff just continue to modify, continue to add to what our packages are, and put guys in positions to go win. And our guys really believe and trust in themselves, the team. The defense, and then also, know that they're going to play a critical role in leading our team.
I may be jumping here a little bit, but I remember when you got hired, people were like, "Oh, Kalen DeBoer, he's not going to be able to have an SEC defense." It's funny how that changes real quickly because everyone's praising your defense going into this season.
Yeah, we got to do it this year. We got to take the next steps. We've again played a pretty good part of a season. We need to put a whole season together, and having the guys now that we have a better understanding for, and they're all for the most part a year older. We lost 3 guys on defense to graduation, but and one to the NFL with Jahad Campbell. But it's exciting. It's exciting to see just their mindset because with that many returners, they could feel comfortable. They're anything but that.
Everyone knows you could coach. We saw what you did at Washington and even before that, but really the public praise happened at Washington going to a national championship game. Alabama, though, is a whole different ball game. Some good moments, some bad moments in year 1. As you guys get set for year 2, what does Kalen DeBoer really want to prove this year, not only for you individually, but also the success of the team?
Yeah, just proving it, whatever you want to call it. It's just about staying the course and just continue to be determined and have that drive to go, put the team in the best positions and every day take advantage of the opportunities we have to get better. And I love that. That's what is great about coaching. And, it's great about coaching is you get to see players like ours who are, giving everything they have, believing in what we're doing. And when that happens, as a staff, we just don't want to let them down. We want to give them one of the greatest experiences of their life.
Before we let you run, you open up the season with Florida State. I know you've been asked about this. You'll keep on getting asked about it. I have you on. I got to ask you about it with what Thomas Castellanos said because our listeners haven't heard from you yet about this that tune into this show, how they don't have Nick Saban anymore to save them. No one on that team's going to be able to stop him. When you hear those types of things, just how did you kind of process and react to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game of the season. So, for us, it's the most important one. And that makes it easy. And from that standpoint, and, our guys, know that we're going to get the best shot of everyone that we face. And we want to make sure we're prepared, make sure we're ready to go represent, our program the way we know we can.
And then the last thing, obviously, I think you know it better than anybody what Nick Saban means, you being the person that replaces him at Alabama and having a close relationship with him. Greg McElroy said he wouldn't be shocked if Saban comes back to coaching one day. Saban did a Fox News interview, and he basically made some sweeper joke and how his job running the sweeper now in the kitchen or in the basement isn't as good as he once had, but there's not a job out there right now that he could see where he would go back to coaching. Just how about now, 2 years out of having Nick Saban on a sideline, do Do you think he'll ever return to coaching, or do you think that's it for the football coach?
That's not for me to decide, but I know it's nice having him around here in Tuscaloosa. Just from a community standpoint, he's always going to be supportive of the program. He's given so much to this place. He wants to continue to see it be successful. We know he's there, helping, just everything he can do, for the game of football, but also, just the university as a whole. And, we're blessed and fortunate for what he's given to this program over all those years.
What has that experience been like obviously everyone knows who Nick Saban is, but really getting to use him as a resource the last year and change, just in terms of things that you've been able to pick up for him and him just being benevolent with the access, what is that like?
Well, I think from afar, before I even came here, I think you always follow the coaches that are winning and doing it the right way and at a high level. And so there was a lot of the things that he was already doing that I think we've already incorporated into how we operate. The messaging, might even be schematics on each side of the ball or phases of the game. And so it is a luxury to have Coach Saban here. I think just everything he's done. Again, you can't talk about enough as far as what he means to this place.
Well, Coach, good luck this upcoming season. We'll be watching, and we appreciate the time and the chats as always.
You bet. Thank you. Roll Tide.